Hey everyone, it's good to be back here with another video. It has definitely been a while, and there's some reasons for that, mainly being that I've actually been far more busy during the quarantine than before the quarantine. I'm still working my full-time job, but on top of that, I have actually been helping my mom out making videos for her preschool. Because obviously they can't have class in session, so we were doing some online videos to help kind of keep her in contact with her students without actually physically being together. So I was really happy to help with that. Granted, the subject matter wasn't really my expertise, and that made it a little bit difficult, but we were able to work together, and it was really cool to see how that work impacted other families in our community. On top of that, I've helped my brother with a few of his Spanish homework videos. I was having some fun just working with the green screen and trying to troubleshoot issues that I had there, as well as just learning a few more skills here and there. Unfortunately, because I was working on these projects, I didn't have much time to really update you guys on this channel. But that's what I would like to do now. So without further ado, let's talk about my health, what I've been doing in quarantine, and some of the stuff that I've talked with my dietitian about. I think in my last video I did update you guys saying that we're bringing my calories back down a little bit. Instead of 2,800, I'm now consuming 2,400 calories to 2,500 is kind of the range I'm staying in day to day. After talking with her, and I talked with her last week, I believe. It was definitely the 6th. I talked with her on the 6th, pretty sure. But some of the stuff we talked about in our meeting was how finally I've been seeing the scale start to go down. In the month of April, I actually ended up losing 5 or 6 pounds, but I know that I actually lost weight in April, which is awesome because I haven't seen that scale really shift much since I've been working with my dietitian. But we're finally starting to see that number go down, which is really encouraging. May here has been slow, but I also had a party night with friends where I did have some alcohol, so that can kind of play into the scale there, and that was last weekend. But right now I haven't lost anything in May, really. It's been about the same, sitting at 381 to 382 is where we're sitting. So that weigh-in is actually from today. When I'm posting this video, I wasn't expecting to be in the 370s again this soon, so that's really cool. And now you guys have a current update, and past James is wrong. Maybe we're out of the 380s. So I'll just take you back to the rest of this video now. But I have seen the scale go down to 370, into the 370s, not 370. That would be way too much. But that brings up the next part of what we talked about in our meeting was I need to get used to seeing lower numbers dropping in weight, because I'm not going to see like I did a couple years ago where I was dropping 5, sometimes even I dropped 10 pounds in a week. That was extreme, that was a lot, but I'm used to dropping 5 pounds a week, not necessarily 5 pounds a month, and so getting used to that is something that I'm being really vigilant about. I'm trying to understand and grasp that this is now normal weight loss, I guess you could say. I don't think the word normal is a good word for it, but it's healthy weight loss. Whereas before, when I was over 400 pounds, I mean, it was real easy to drop the weight, and I needed to drop it somewhat fast because I was in a super unhealthy state at that point. Right now, I'm very pleased with how I'm eating nutritionally, and I feel really good. I feel like this food is giving me energy, and I have the strength to get through like each day, and that's kind of the whole goal. Aside from weight loss has been my primary goal only because of the size that I was and the size that I still am. That's the reason weight loss is the goal for me, and I think anyone above 300 pounds, that should be your goal, is to lose weight, right? But overall, the main goal is that of getting to better health, so that we're able to live our lives to the fullest and we're able to do the things that we need to do. I feel good. I feel really good. And a part of that is what I talked about with my doctor as well. Because we all know that mentally I've been going through some stuff on this journey. And in my last video, I talked about the frustrations that I go through feeling like a failure, right? That I'm not succeeding. And that's how I felt, right? And I'm not saying that I don't have those feelings anymore, but something that my doctor helped me with, I feel like it was crucial to my mindset changing and my mood to kind of level out and become more level-headed about things and not so crazy and wild and over the top. So when I went in to meet with my doctor, right off the bat, the whole thing felt totally different. It felt like she was so interested in me as a person and interested in me in my health, right? And trying to figure out, where is this guy at? How is he doing mentally? How is he doing physically? What is his story too? Like what can I tell from my essentially interview or conversation with him in order to best assist him in getting to optimal health? That is the immediate feeling I got when talking with my doctor. It blew me away, because in previous doctor's visits, when I went in to have a physical, there was very little care for how I was doing. It was more or less, let's look at physically, how are you doing? And then I'm gonna do your blood work and we're gonna send you out the door. Good luck. If I've asked questions in previous doctor visits, and it was a simple answer of like, oh, well, you just need to do more of this. You just need to exercise more. I don't want to bash on my previous doctor visits, but it was really cool to have a doctor that seemed interested in me and interested in helping me. It felt almost like a partnership. Like, we're gonna tackle this together, and I'm here if you have any questions. And I'm gonna do my best to assist you on this journey, and on this path to better health. It blew my mind. It was completely different than any other doctor's visit that I've ever had. For the first time ever, my doctor decided that we were going to do a vitamin D test to see how my levels were on that. I've never had one done before. We actually found out that, lo and behold, I was vitamin D deficient, and she told me that a symptom of that can be depression. So I was severely deficient. I need to now take 5,000 units a day on top of what I normally get, but I didn't want it to be a placebo effect, right? So I just wanted to say, like, I'm just gonna take the vitamin D and we'll see how I start feeling. And I know it's hard for it not to be a placebo effect at this point, because I was given the information. So regardless, whether it was a placebo effect or not, I do feel better. I feel like mentally I'm more stable, and I am generally I feel happier. This sounds really weird to talk about it, but I feel like it's important to share with people. But I guess the big thing is, if you feel like you don't get a lot of sunlight, and the reason that it's a big thing in Wisconsin is because in the winter times we don't get much for sunlight, because we're all either like stuck in our homes or it's a lot of cloud cover. So I would check with your doctor just to see if that's a test they can run for you, because it seems to be helping me, taking some extra vitamin D in my day. And that was the big thing that came out of that appointment. Between my meeting with my dietitian, my meetings with my dietitian, and my doctor's visit, I feel like I'm getting things under control. And it's awesome to have professional help like this, because it's not something that I've had in the past. So some stuff that I've been implementing based on my help from both my doctor and dietitian: I've been trying to be more consistent with my exercise rather than super intense. It's not that it's bad to have those super intense workouts. It's just that what was recommended to me is doing exercise consistently is more important, because it'll gradually bring up how much you're burning each day. So I'm trying to be more consistent with my workouts, getting in like an activity a day, right? Doing 30 minutes of something a day. That's kind of my baseline right now. And some of that has been virtual reality. My sister has been kind enough to leave her VR headset over here for like a lot of the quarantine. Joe and I have really been using that to get our activity in for the day. I cycle between Beat Saber, Pistol Whip, and then there's this like new Space Pirate one. But I have a lot of fun doing that, and that's an easy way to get an activity because it's combining, you know, a hobby of mine, which is video games, and throwing it in with physical activity. So I know I don't think I've talked about virtual reality on this channel yet. VR is one of those things that it's still new, but honestly, I feel like this is the year where it's going to start to really explode. I have invested in my own VR at this point, so I will definitely be doing a video when that comes in. VR has been a good way of staying active, especially since the weather hasn't been all that great until about like this week. Going outside today was pretty nice, but going for walks is obviously another good way to just get a little bit of activity in. I've gone a few times around a nearby lake with my brother and Zach. So we've done a few walks around Lake Wazicha. I know you guys don't know who Zach is, but he was very upset I didn't bring my camera and I didn't take any video because he said he hasn't been any videos yet. And I thought he was, but apparently he's missed out. So yeah, it's all about that consistency. And I think that's something throughout my entire journey here that I've seen, and a theme that keeps coming back up is consistency. Consistency is key when trying to live healthy and when trying to lose weight. So try to find that consistency in exercise, and also try to find that consistency in food. For me personally, I don't need that much variety, so I basically have the same thing every day. One of my meals, and I've shifted to the whole, I'm literally completely vegan at this point. Aside from honey, I might have some products, because I know my bread I think has a little honey in it. But some of my meals, or here's just like 2 of my meals that I have almost daily. I cook my beans and rice, and I've actually been using my mom's Mother's Day gift of a pressure cooker. It's an Instapot. So I've been using that to cook rice and beans. I typically do like a half a cup of rice, brown rice, and then I do a half a cup of black beans. And then I'll put some water in there with some cumin, and then I'll also throw in a little bit of kimchi, which is something new that I've been trying to get into my diet. And it just adds a little bit of flavor, like interesting spicy flavor. So I'll let that cook for like 45 minutes. I will then add some broccoli slaw to kind of beef it up, even though there's no beef, to kind of give it a little bit more volume than normal. And then you mix that all together, throw in about a half a cup, or no, you throw in like a cup of salsa, mix it all together, and you've got this really tasty like Mexican dish. So that's been awesome. That's a really easy thing for me to make. Tofu has played a huge role in my diet as well, because between that and the beans, that's where I'm getting a majority of my protein. So along with the spaghetti slaw thing that I made before in a previous video, I've also been doing some tofu with Kung Pao sauce. And then my mom found these like zero, I forget what they're called, like the root zero, the noodles, they're something zero. It's made from the root of a plant, and it's made into noodles. It's really low calories, and it adds, again, a little bit of volume to your meals. So I add that in there, and again, a little bit of broccoli slaw. Sometimes I'll cook up some broccoli and I'll put that in there as well. A little bit of that Kung Pao sauce, get that kimchi in there, and cook it all up, and you have a nice tasty Asian dish. That one's a little bit more complicated. I'm not gonna lie to you, that one takes a little bit of skill and a little bit of practice, because definitely my tofu, when I was initially cooking it, was not good. It was not some tasty tofu. Brian Turner, I've been watching his videos occasionally, but Brian Turner put out a video and he talked about like easy vegan recipes, and I was like, oh, that speaks to me, because I like my meals to be easy for prep. One of the simplest things that I've done, aside from the beans and rice, has been just cutting tofu into long strips. So first you microwave it. You microwave it for like 8 minutes, let the steam kind of make bubbles in the tofu. Then you can put that on a pan with parchment paper laid down in the strips. Preheat your oven to 425. throw it in the oven at 425 degrees, leave it in there for like 40 minutes, and when it comes out, they're just like fries, like tofu fries. So then you can use some like low sugar ketchup or mustard, which is what I like to do, and just eat them like fries. And it's been a great way for me to get my protein in for the day. The other thing that I've been eating is oatmeal with peanut butter in it. It's a great way to get some good fats and good fiber in one little snack. And then I also take that with my vitamin D because you're supposed to eat the vitamin D with some fat in order for it to actually be taken in by your body properly. And I think that's where I'm going to leave you guys, is on this positive note of I am feeling so much better. And I can't thank the people in my life enough, between, just my friends and my family, all the way to my doctors now, and my dietitian actually helping me out and helping me progress in this lifelong journey because it is very important. And I hope that through my experience, I can share that with more people out there, and I can't stress the importance of health enough in your day-to-day life. Now that all of my mom's classwork is out of the way and things are kind of winding down with Joe's school year, I definitely will keep you guys more updated on here as far as my weight loss stuff goes. And I want to really start to focus more on narrative filmmaking and how to do that better, how to do cinematography, maybe dive into some writing. I don't know, we might start to see a few different videos on this channel aside from just weight loss. So I know I've said that kind of in the past, but I really feel like I'm at a turning point here, and I need to start focusing on that stuff because it is important to me. And I think in order for me to advance as a creator, I need to start taking it more seriously. So with that being said, I hope you all are doing well in these trying times. As always, thank you guys for watching, and have a wonderful week. Maybe a month. No, I'm kidding. It'll definitely be a week. I will be back in a week, my friends. Have a good one. And now it is time for Spanish with Joe.
Yo espero que Ana lave el coche. Me gusta que Ana maneje con calma. Yo le digo que Ana sepa la velocidad máxima. Yo deseo que Ana salga bien en el examen de conducir. Yo prefiero que Ana esté contenta.
Me gusta que los esporas ayuden a Tío Rabosa. Me molesta que la escuela esté terminada por el año. Estoy desilusionado de que mi regalo de cumpleaños sea instrucciones para convocar el diablo.